The principles of suggestive selling. You now understand the difference between suggestive selling and upselling. You can spot opportunities for suggestive selling, read the guest, and you understand the journey of suggestive selling. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain the meaning of buyer's psychology and the principles of suggestive selling. Let's start with understanding the meaning of buyer psychology. Buyer psychology can be used to assist us when selling something. Everyone in an establishment like yours is a salesperson in some form or another. So, we need to get closer to understanding the buyer. Buyer psychology is a term that describes the notion of understanding what sort of thought processes a buyer goes through before making a purchase. Without knowing it, we all undergo these processes every time we buy something, whether it is a big or small purchase. So, let's look at the principles of suggestive selling that have been developed by understanding buyer psychology. Portion sizes. By offering more than one size of an item, for example, a small, medium, and large cup of coffee, a guest that may not have bought anything will buy something because they are smaller portions. The opposite is also true. A guest may not have bought an item that was only available in one portion, but the perceived value of the larger portion has compelled them to buy. Insider knowledge. This can be in the form of an expert, for example, a chef or someone in the know with authority has recommended a guest try a specific dish, or it can be in the form of local knowledge that isn't known about worldwide. This will convince a guest to buy in order to be part of this insider group. The rule of 3. By offering a guest 3 price options, they will often choose the middle option. For example, if the guest has a 3-course meal, 4-course meal, or 5-course meal, the guest will often opt for the 4-course option, as it is not too cheap or too expensive, and will seem to be the best value for money. The same principle applies when you recommend anything else. Scarcity. If a guest is told there are only limited numbers of a certain item available, they will be quicker to decide to buy. Of course, you can't do this with the same dish every time. If a guest hears that the same dish is scarce every time they visit, they'd be quite upset. Remember, like any item, the fewer there are available, the more value it holds. Think of water in the desert. Popularity. Human beings by nature tend to look to other human beings for assurance or recommendations. Often, a potential buyer may choose to think about purchasing a product or service because it is popular. This is why review sites such as TripAdvisor are becoming more and more important for hotels and restaurants, because potential guests or guests of an establishment tend to look for other people's opinions before making a purchase. For example, a guest may see another guest ordering a delicious cocktail and want to order the same. Or, you could recommend a dish by saying that it is the most popular dish in the house. Pairings. People buy things because they go well together. For example, a guest might buy a cigar while drinking a cognac, or they may order a side of chips with their burger, or a sauce with their steak. Fear. You may have heard of FOMO, the fear of missing out. This can sometimes be a catalyst for buying something. A guest may think they might not get another chance to try certain dishes or drinks. This goes hand in hand with scarcity and popularity. Downselling. Some items at your restaurant may be cheaper than others, but the profit margin is much higher on these products. Profit can be understood as the selling price of an item minus the cost of that item. For example, a draft beer may cost $5 and a bottle of beer costs $6 on the menu, but the cost price of the draft for the establishment is $2 and the bottle is $4. Therefore, the profit from the draft is $5 minus $2, which is $3. The profit from the bottle is $6 minus $4, which is only $2. So, the company will make $1 more selling the draft beer and the guest also gets more value for their money. Make sure you are aware of the items that are most profitable in your restaurant or bar. Downselling can be a win-win. Special. If an item is on special, guests are often prone to buying it. Not only does this promote special value, but it also generally plays on scarcity and the fear of not trying this item before it goes off the menu again, or before the price goes up. Specials can be communicated by using signage, using promotional material, or a blackboard with daily specials, and by communicating to guests verbally while making recommendations. You should now have a reasonable understanding of how the buyer's mind works, as well as how suggestive selling is valuable in food and beverage. In the next subject, we will look at preparation in order to be successful at suggestive selling.